got to remind me of that. That's a hugely important idea to me.
Sniper rifle.
Well, my character literally said something like he's trying to save the world. He's trying to go to heaven. My character wants to go to heaven as fast as possible. So and he would kill himself. He would definitely kill himself. But
that's a no-no usually.
You can't.
Yeah.
He was trained, impregnated from a very early age by the tenets of Christianity or Catholicism, and it's not a way. It's not okay.
It even predates. Bertrand Russell said it goes back to orphism. That we're God's property and we can't. It's even pre-Christian.
In a way, we are, but what was the point of the whole? Oh, so he can't do that, but he decides on several other plans. He says, "I know that if I go out and do the best work I can on the surface of the earth, that
they'll kill me.
They'll kill me. They'll kill me. So then I'll go to heaven.
Logical. Yeah.
So he does something great, so he can go away. Just as the world changes, he leaves. And there's a lot of stories like that. What happens though is he's so in touch with the universe and what he's doing that people try to assassinate him several times. About a half dozen different, interesting, weird conspiracies.
I worry about Obama.
I worry about him too. I don't even want to talk about it, even though usually I say talk about it to prevent it. It's just I don't want to be even on the record discussing the possibility. But the thing is, just because he's
good.
I don't think
he's potentially, he's like the Kennedys because he's got a little attraction to him, and also because he's black, obviously. But
I mean, that kind of racism, no matter how terrible it is, seems like almost like a low, a low level hatred in a way. Like it's like Bush is so much more evil, and you think there was so much more threat, but there wasn't. It's just whatever happens to him, we probably can't help. I could go work for him and be like, listen, I will imagine every way to kill you. And, that'll be my cabinet position. Assassination, potential assassination manager. Pam. It's actually Pam, but Pam sounds like cooking spray. So, but what really struck me today, and I've thought of it before, is that at some point in the story, the definitive point of the story, because it's all told from a first-person perspective, even visually, it's me pointing something at people, and it might be in the studio, it might be actually something that looks like just like a gun, to really add the effect, like, what the fuck, always me, so they're looking at something very strange. So these attempts, they keep failing and failing and failing, and basically he comes to succeed with what he tried to do, which was to build like a tourist utopia. Proof that it can happen everywhere, but you have to do one first. Just proof. So he does that, and then his backup plan, of course, is to catch cancer by smoking cigarettes. So right when it happens, he gets cancer and he finds out he's going to die. So he has to make a decision. For all these years, he's been trying to avoid hell. That was his main goal, was to avoid hell. Now that he's going to die and possibly die from cancer in front of his people, he accepts the threat of hell and decides to martyr himself. And he does this from a Zeppelin with an internal jet and like twin 50 caliber, electromagnetic sniper rifle barrels. You never see him until the point in the movie when he actually is going to shoot himself in the face. First time you see his face is through the crosshairs, and you know that he's looking at himself. He misses though. No, he shoots his wife in the face, and there's this.
Oh no!
No, well, she's carrying what he thinks is his own baby, but because of mushrooms, which are wonderful drugs sometimes, he ends up on the night of they're like co-wedding. There's a crossbreeding between him. They get in such a haze and a trip, and there's a wrong impregnation. It's probably the weakest point in the story. I don't know exactly how it's going to happen, but it is going to happen. Maybe they're sisters. Maybe they're married to sisters, and it gets twisted, and they each end up with a different baby. So he shoots his wife in the face. He's all of a sudden guilty of murder. He's still alive. He's this great prophet who just killed his wife in his face because he made a mistake. So he runs away with the baby. But he's got to. Baby's born on stage minutes later, like in front of the whole fucking world. Like, he sets it up. He says, this is this great event, this great pinnacle, this great climax. And that's when he does it.
You wrote this plot?
No. No, I talk about it.
Oh.
That's how I do it. I think it's much better to do it that way. You can actually feel something. I can't write this fast.
Oh, yeah, right. It's easier to revise it, too. Typing size.
Right. So he takes his baby, and this is pretty damn short. It's almost over. He takes his baby and runs away. What he's basically built is, I don't know if you talk about Las Vegas, the big charity casino in the middle of the Sahara, a bunch of floating cities, which are actually coming about now via other means. So these are like economic colonies. They're like utopias. They produce revenue. They give it all away to charity, in a way. To me, it's actually manufacturing homes for people and greenhouses. It's not really charity. So when this happens, he runs away. The people are a democracy, they become paranoid. They vote and actually believe that the United States did it. They think that the United States shot his wife. He ran away. Everything's falling apart. They attack. They make like a terrorist attack. They have the means to do it. It's supposed to be for self-defense, but they all come together and say, "Fuck that country." They just killed his wife. He's gone. So the United States annihilates them, takes them over, starts using them as like a colony for generating and selling energy. It's the United States pretext for taking over Las Vegas, the biggest solar plant in the world. Like broadband, highway-sized cables of electricity. They take it over because they were attacked. And they attacked. It was all a fucking mistake. It's the one thing they didn't do wrong. It's the only war that they didn't start illegally. It's the one that my people attacked them for after I run away. Now, I raised this baby on an island that nobody fucking knows. Like I started programming the operating system for this business years ago. Nobody knows that this island happens to be here. Satellites don't see it. Our business is very creative and a lot of geniuses, so we figured out how to blank that. In a film, it's easy to do shit like that. You get one clever idea done right, and then you're past that little chasm. So I raised this girl, alone on an island, to be like this queen, to be a perfect human being. I don't tell her anything about what happened. I don't tell her anything about who I am. It's just me and her. I have cancer, remember. I'm supposed to be dead. But I survived for 14 years because she is going to die if I die. So I will somehow to live just to save my daughter's life. Now, of course, what they find out later, or maybe before, is that this isn't my daughter. It isn't my character's daughter. His daughter is actually back on the ship. His daughter is like an insurgent, basically. Yeah. Within this visionary business that the U.S. took over. She becomes the evil one. So his real daughter becomes the evil, the anti-hero. The daughter he raises, who has no genetic connection with himself, kills her. Whew. It all actually goes very well together. It's probably too fast. It's supposed to take 90 minutes or 3 hours, But that's just like the only main plot line I have, and a lot of other things connect to that. But I really just want the video from the fake sniper rifle on me. That's it. I want to watch myself from over there and think about it. And I want to have a bullet in the chamber the whole time and sell it as a documentary. Scare the crap out of people. They like that, They feel guilty, They want to suffer. I'll make them fucking suffer. Think about how powerful it would be if you made that film, edited it, and then the last day you actually did it. Like live. You got all these people like, live. Just fucking shoot yourself. If you wanted to sell a book, you wanted to beat like your ex-nemesis, have the bestseller. Hey, how you doing?
How are you?
Talk
You didn't see Chris around here, did you?
Like yesterday.
Oh, yesterday?
That probably doesn't help.
Yeah.
Kill yourself to sell your book?
Hmm?
You kill yourself as a book salesman?
My book is my will. It's all my will. I just give shit away and I say, listen, here are the rules by which, if you wish, you can take over my business, my will, my property. If you don't want to, it'll just disappear forever. But if you want to, then you have to follow the rules, form a democracy, and make decisions. But these are the rules. These are the conditions of my will. You can basically create a dictatorship with a will, but a dictatorship to form a democracy. Which is crazy, and no one's ever done it. But it's also crazy to say, here's my film. It's sunk Titanic. The ticket that you're holding is stock in the definitive next big thing. The only democracy on the face of our Mother Nature right now. The only one started from scratch. No pretense, no bullshit, no lies, no democracy, just an idea. People adhering to an idea or a set of ideas that they believe in. Saying, we think we can prove that this works.
The ancient Greeks sort of did that.
Sort of, but we have the tools we have now.
Oh,
we don't have the time to think.
Yeah.
We have the tools to communicate.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of choosing where do the switches go? How much do I give? How much do I take for myself? How much do I pay in tax? How much do I take in a paycheck? Things like that. Like, do I need my own snowblower or not? People who need their own snowblower, I'll never hire them. I'll never fucking hire them, ever. Why would I? How do you you fucking shovel 1/10 of 1% of the time each year.
It kills me the way people, every year you hear people drowning in the creek when it's flooding. They go into a creek when it's flooding, right. And you hear them, they're riding snowmobilers drunk at 100 miles an hour, and of course they hit something and get killed. Duh!
Yeah.
Darwin Award.
Well, people act stupid. Heroes seem to eventually fucking die young. Hopefully they have enough children because hero's a risky business. You know, you'd think it was almost genetically self-eliminating to be a hero. But if you win, though, you could fuck everybody. Heroes fuck everyone. It's like the horse. Like last year's Belmont was all horses from one. They said from one single ancestor. All of them. You know, something about that incest is best if you can't keep it in the. If you can't keep it in the stall, keep it in the family.